I would love to do somehow use more keyboards. Those cold, dark wave kind of keyboards. I think you could do something great with them. But I mean, I'm the only one in the band that likes The Cure and that likes, 80s dark wave.
Headline: Volbeat is going goth. Got it. Great.
Yeah, I would love that. Maybe not.
Kaspar, thank you so much for your time today.
Of course.
It's always hectic for Volbeat. It's a machine, but as I understand correctly, right now you're a glorified babysitter today.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean, we've been back relaxing for 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah,
3 weeks. And they have been a little bit more hectic home than than when you're touring, because I mean, my wife is working.
Yeah.
And it's school holiday now, so every day I've been alone with the kids. And at the same time, we had a big party because my wife turned 40 and I turned 50 this year.
Oh wow!
Big party, so there was a lot of cleaning up to do, and then there was Roskilde Festival. We live I can hear the Roskilde Festival from my place. So we had to go there a few days too. And this week it's a jazz week, jazz festival in Copenhagen. So I was there last night. So yeah, it's been hectic, and I'm a little hungover today, to be honest.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll get drunk later.
Perfect.
So what you're telling me is that you need to get back on tour to finally have some peace and quiet. Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, actually, it is like that sometimes because it's just everyday life. Back home is how it is, and then you get on tour and you just have to focus on playing music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Volbeat is also no longer, the three teenagers that are in a van driving from bar to bar and partying all night. That is just not a luxury, if that would be a luxury that you can afford yourself as the machine that now is Volbeat. There's people relying on you, and things have to be on time, and you have to take breaks. Absolutely.
But there's a lot of time where you can just relax and sleep if you want to. There's a lot of waiting time. You're waiting to do sound check. And when sound check is done, you got 5-6 hours until stage time, sometimes more. So, I mean, you have to have some books to read, or you have to stay up the whole night so you can sleep in those hours.
That's exactly. So after you've been on this crazy roller coaster with Volbeat for 10 years now, I mean, almost 10 years, I think. 9 years.
9, yeah.
Yeah. Has that experience changed? I know that you obviously already were an experienced musician before, but Volbeat definitely put your career into a higher gear, and I'm sure that you've went to more places since you joined Volbeat. You say you can sleep and what have you. Have you personally changed from those first big world tours that you did with Volbeat, I want to see everything and I want to go everywhere, to now I need to sleep? Or were you always more of somebody no matter where I am, I just want to kind of take care of myself, have some rest? How much of a tourist are you when you're traveling?
Well, I try actually to be more and more of a tourist, to go out and see something, because in the beginning I was just, it was very overwhelming to.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, to get to these places, and I couldn't. It was hockey arenas. They all look the same. So I can't really. When everybody's talking about some show that we did in 2016 or 17, I don't know really where I am, because what we're talking about, because it was all the same. But now, also, actually after COVID, I started to go out more, you know, either just walking around the city that we're in, or go out at night on a bar or something. I just, you know, so you have something to put the city into, you know, so you can remember.
Yeah.
Not just in the bus all the time. It's not so overwhelming anymore. So I need to get out, and then need to, you know, hang out with people, and yeah, I try to do that more and more, actually.
Awesome. Now that you are kind of forced to stay put for a little bit, and you have to do some interviews and all that kind of good stuff, does that also give you time to reflect? Because I fully hear what you say. Like when you first started with Volbeat, it must have been so overwhelming, and the pressure you must have felt. Because it's not that Volbeat, you know, 9 years ago, Volbeat already was quite established. It's not that Volbeat was at the time playing tiny venues. You also now that you can, you know, at moments like this, where hopefully you can let go a little bit, does that also give you time to reflect, not just on that journey, but also like the album's been out now for about a month? In the moment itself, and obviously you were on the road, you were here in Toronto not too long ago. You might not remember, but you were here.
No, I do, actually.
There you go. Awesome. Do you now look back on the album as well, or is that a closed chapter for you? And are you thinking about what's next?
I think, yeah, because we wrote the songs last spring, had a little break in the summer, and then we recorded it, you know, in September, October. And then, you know, the mixing process, and then the mastering process. And when that was done, when we got the kind of, you know, the final result, and I was listening to that a lot, and then suddenly it's like, okay, that's it. And then of course comes up now all the, you know, the songs, we have to play them live and, you know, rehearse them again. But as the record goes, I look back at that, because it's not old, but it's a record that you've done. And now the tour cycling starts. So I look back at that, because I'm not usually listening to my own stuff unless I'm in the process. So when that's done, I've been listening so much to it, so it always needs a lot of time, you know, where I'm not listening to it. I think that's how it is, for a lot of people doing what we're doing. You don't really so much to your own stuff.
You've I mean, I'm sure you've had to answer a million questions already, you know, in many interviews, and everybody in the band about there was a different approach to this album, and the resulting product was slightly different, a little bit more Danzig than Johnny Cash, maybe a little darker, you know, different kinds of themes a bit that brought in. I think people have even used this to describe the album as like, oh, it's a reset for the band, or it's like a start of a new era for the band. How do you in the band actually look at like how the reaction comes out and whatnot? Is this album giving you the confidence or the artistic freedom to try more different things in the future? Because I thought it was interesting that the band said, we went in with the idea we're going to do it different this time. We're going to do it much shorter. We're going to be much more in the moment. Usually when a band that's been around for so long as Volbeat says that, it's an indication that the band itself is maybe a little tired of a certain formula or of a certain sound. And all of a sudden you allow yourself to, and that can be hard to give yourself permission to do so, right? Because people expect something from you. There is a sound that people expect from you.
Yeah.
How do you go through this when you're thinking about what's next? Did this whole process give you the boost in confidence to go like, we can do even more different things?
Yeah, totally. But I think the difference was that we were actually looking back a little bit, going back in time to, I mean, Michael was, because, I mean, he was in this old school mode because he was doing his death metal project, Asinhell.
Yeah, Asinhell, yeah.
Yeah. So when he was writing the songs, he was kind of already in that old school mood. So the difference from the last few albums was that he was not thinking so much in traditional songwriting. So he was actually going back a little bit. So I don't think actually it was that so much different approach, because it's something that we've tried before just many years ago. But I would love to try all kinds of, different approaches to making music. I would love to experiment way more with, other genres and, maybe some other producers, and that's just me talking.
Yeah.
I'm always in for that.
Yeah.
So, but I think you could do it. But I mean, we also have to at some point make that album that, that nobody likes. every major band has, an album where they tried a lot.
Let's just call it what you're trying to say. You need to make your Saint Anger. Okay, great, understood.
Yeah, or maybe Lulu. I think we need to make.
Are we including Lulu in the official discography? Okay, yes, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's. I actually like that album.
Which one, Lulu or Saint Anger? Lulu.
I don't like Saint Anger so much, to be honest. But I think what I love about Metallica is that they're doing it. I mean, they tried to make something different, and they were obviously a place where they needed to do that. I don't think Volbeat is in a place right now where we need to experiment so much, but just I'm just the experiment itself is great, and I would love to do something like that. Just just a good record.
Yeah. Like if I'm not wrong, you stated before that like your early loves and big influences are both like early punk and also The Cure. So this album kind of brings those, like a punk mentality, a raw mentality, but with some experimentation that The Cure obviously was famous for. Is it as simple as that? That, hey, these massive influences of you have seeped or found their way into the Volbeat sound on this album?
I always, when Michael comes with a song and I have to do a bass line for that, I'm always thinking about Simon Gallup, because it might be definitely one of the top 3 bass players of all time, in my opinion. I mean, he's so recognizable, and his bass lines are just so fundamental for the Cure sound. So, and they're melodic as well. And I have heard the Cure many times live, and I have never ever heard him play one mistake. And I mean, he is out there. He's in the front. Everybody can hear him all the time, and he's all around the stage all the time. I mean, he's phenomenal. So I always think about him when I'm doing a bass line. So maybe it has. I think it is in my playing. I think maybe, I'm not sure you can hear it, but I know there are some places where I just nicked that from Simon.
Yeah. Well, I mean that the musical darkness of The Cure lends itself pretty good with some of the darker things you guys talk about here. And I mean, Volbeat has always been great at storytelling, and there was always like a sinister element to it, but a little bit more profound now, I would say. That's
the kind of experimentation I'm thinking about, because I would love to do somehow use more keyboards, those cold, dark wave kind of keyboards. I think you could do something great with them. But I mean, I'm the only one in the band that likes The Cure and that likes, 80s dark wave.
Headline: Volbeat is going goth. Got it. Great.
Yeah, I would love that. Maybe not.
It is. You are enjoying a little bit of quiet time right now, but it is going to be, another insane year for Volbeat.
But it's good to be going again. It's almost 2 years since we last toured.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the urge to get out and, especially playing the new songs, but just going out on tour itself is just really been looking forward to that. I mean, it's great. It's great to be home with your family, but your life kind of, you're used to that dynamics. You're out and you're longing to get home. And when you're home, you can't wait to get out to play because, that's the dynamic that you're used to. But then you have 2 years that's kind of just flatlined. And it's great to be back, but you need something. I need some dynamics.
Yeah. You're not meant to be a full-time babysitter. We get. I mean, I didn't want to bring that up, but I mean, I think a lot of fans know that a fun anecdote about you going on tour. Was it 10 hours after your kid was born, or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. He was born at 3:00, 3 in the afternoon on Monday, and I had to get up. I think it was around 5 or 6 to go to the US. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So how long did you have to sleep on the couch to make up for that?
No. I mean, we knew it. I was just actually, both me and my wife were just happy that I was there. I mean,
yeah.
She had been in labor just a few more hours. I wouldn't have been there for the birth. And he was born right in, right over here in the living room. Actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So no, I'm just grateful that I was there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the tour was weird, of course, because it was my first tour, and I had my last day on my regular job on Friday, and we got Eske, his name is. He was born on Monday, and I went on tour on Tuesday. So my life just took a crazy. I mean, that was overwhelming. Counting the masses beyond him, desperate caught by the
blade. Those kind of emotional gymnastics that you have to go through. Yeah. Maybe to wrap up our conversation about this album. With some of these themes that are just a little bit more sinister and what have you, like given your love for all things 80s darkness, does that mean that also from the lyrical content you were eager to jump there, or now tackling some of those? And I know it's maybe different if you're not the one having to say the words necessarily, but you still have to connect with your art. Is that, as a father, talking about now more, serial killers versus whatever, herding cattle?
I mean, a serial killer can also, be a like a metaphor for
right.
Yeah, but me personally, I've used, since I was very young, I've used lyrics from the bands that I was listening to. I've used those to, almost some sort of self-medication when I was somewhere else, dark maybe, and I was listening to music kind of, I was using it to get better and to feel, understand. So, and now with, for example, demonic depression, I mean, almost everybody kind of knows on yourself, or maybe knows someone that is going through a depression. So I hope that some I hope that people can use it the same way that I used all the lyrics from my youth. I'm still doing it. I'm still connecting with music like that. But you can kind of also the Smiths and Morrissey I've been listening to a lot, and I can see myself in Morrissey's lyrics so much. I mean, being the outsider from a small town, and he's singing about that, and I'm just that's me. He's singing about that evil kind of scene, and that both. So I hope that people can do the same. And there has been people coming up to Michael and say that his lyrics means a lot to them, and they help them through some dark times, and that's the best thing you can get, actually.
Yeah,
the best.
You said with both the punk mentality and the darkness of the music and the darker themes. You said earlier, Volbeat doesn't yet have to write its Saint Anger, doesn't have to do this crazy album, but based on everything that you said in this interview, is it almost fair to assume or to say that Kaspar had needed this album, a slightly darker, more aggressive album for both music and lyrics?
Yeah, totally. But I mean, I think all the albums that we have done has actually represented me where I was at the time. And so, I mean, I needed this album to also, to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a long time where you're not doing anything, and then I needed to be able to be in the rehearsing room talking to the guys, and I needed to be preparing myself for the studio. In the studio, all the whole process is definitely something I need, and I need to do it on a regular basis because I'm a musician, and I love to I like to play music, and I like to create, and that's a big part of me.
Awesome.
I think my family needs it as well, because then I'm a way better member of the family if I get to do that.
Well, Kaspar, thank you for your time. Thank you for letting me turn this into somewhat of a therapy session. And
I love that. That's the best kind of interview, when you kind of talk about something that's not only about the songs, but it's a little deeper. I love that. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure for me as well. I'm sure that I will see you I've seen you many times on the stage, and I'm sure I'll see you many more times, and soon enough as well. Enjoy the jazz music outside. Enjoy the kids in the other room.
I will do that. Thank you.
And have some coffee and have some sleep, or actually no coffee, just water, right? Hydrate.
But maybe coffee, or maybe just a glass of wine would be nice right now.
Just a little hair of the dog. Yeah,
it's evening now.
Oh yeah, there you go. Exactly. You've earned it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, me too. Take care.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it, and subscribe to the channel.